Hello, amazing people. I'm so glad to have you again in this CAC class. So, my name is Esther Dubugbe. I'm the founder of Digitechno Academy Limited, where we transform lives and businesses through digital and tech skills. So, today I'll be showing you how to do your business company registration or business registration. First we start with the reservation of the business name. Now the business name has been approved and we want to do what? The complete registration. So to get started, we'll click on reserved. We'll come to this place, click on reserved. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, so I'll put it on desktop so that you can have a proper view of everything. Okay, so now all I have to do is to what? Click on start registration. You can see the start registration there, right? So for this Esther Gold Culture Enterprise, so I'll just click on start registration. Okay, so when I click on start registration, let me take it from business. So from the business details, I'll enter all my details. Now, when it comes to the commencement date, please, I want you guys to take note of this. When it comes to the commencement date, right? Please, don't use. You have the privilege of using 28 days before the day you want to register, right? Anything more than that 28 days, you are going to pay CAC. So for example, if your client starts the business in let me say your client start the business in 2021, right? 2021, and we're in 2025, and the person wants you to use date 2021, the person should just know that he's going to pay CAC for the years that they've not registered, right? So the grace that CAC gave somebody, that the business commencement date must not be more than 28 days to the day of registration. Now, this is where I advise you. My advice comes in. Don't do 28 days, do a week to. So for example, today's date is what? Today is 1st, right? So I can pick on Monday, 24th. Highest you can pick is on the 17th, but me, I will always advise a week, so that you want to give it time in case there's a delay for that registration to be seen by the CAC agent, right? It does not affect you, because if there is a delay, right, and your delay now past that 28, that means they will query you. They will tell you should go and pay. You should go and pay 150 times the day that was delayed times your default date, right? So please, I want us to take note of that. Then I mentioned something. Anywhere you see this red asterisk, it means it's very, very important. So you want to make sure that you fill every information that is needed. Now for this house number, name, or building name, if your client does not have house number, maybe they don't have your client is living in all those community that does not have number, like my own, just use number 1, because it cannot be empty. Something has to be filled in. Then when it comes to street name, your street must end with, either you are ending the street with street, avenue, close, road, not just Ayola. Not that you just enter Ayola and you leave it like that. No, it must end with something. Okay, it must end with something. So that's another thing I want you to take note of. So when you are done, all you have to do is to click save and continue, right? When you click save and continue, you now come to this place, add individual property. So you just click on this add here, this add individual property, right? So now the first information is your business details, where you put all your business information. But this time around is when you put your own personal information, all your information, right? All the client information, sorry. So the first one, which is business details, is where you put the client information, including the business information, sorry, the client business information, including the business address, right? Then when it comes to particular of proprietors, right, this is where you put your own personal where you put the client's personal information, so the surname, the first name, other name, gender, phone number, occupation, and all those things. Now there's something I want you to take note. There's something called address here. We have address here, and we have what? Residential address. Now between the two is that this first address is the office address. So let's say this is your business details here. If his office address you input in this place, you are using that same address here, right? If you're using that same address here. But if your office address and your home address, your home address is the same thing, you just toggle this place on. If it's the same thing, you just toggle here on. So if you toggle here on, automatically the address will appear here. So all you have to do is what? To enter your means of ID and number. Please try as much as possible to avoid this place. This hide residential address form, avoid it. If you toggle this on, it will cost you 25,000. The only thing I ask you to toggle on is what? Make address residential address. That's if your office address and your house address is the same thing, right? And that's what I did here. Right, when I was done, I click save and continue. That's why I had this box here. That's why I have this information down here. Okay, so when you are done, you just click on save and continue. Right, when you click on save and continue, let me just click on edit for this one, so you now come to add nature of business. Right, under add nature of business, you go to the category. My own category is what? Accommodation and food service. So I pick accommodation and food service because the person is into food service, for example. So on your own, you can take your time to go through all this, right? You can take your time to go through all this so that it will be easy for you to know where your client falls in, right? Then you now choose specific business under that accommodation, right? So for example, I'm taking operate restaurant and cafeteria service. You choose the specific one. So if I'm changing to this one, right, this one automatically change. You can see it. If I'm changing to another one, it automatically change. So that's one thing you should take note of, right? So you just check for what your client deals in, right? Now you now put the description. See, whatever you enter in this other nature of business description, whatever you enter in this box here, sales of food, sales of drinks, sales of small chops, these are the things that will now come out on the certificate. These are the things that will be outside on the certificate. You will see it written. You will see sales of food, sales of drinks, sales of small chops, and events management. You will see it written on the certificate, right? On that CAC certificate, you will see it here, there. So you want to ensure that you put everything that your client asks you to put, right? Then also you want to ensure that that even if your client have not started that business, maybe for example your client is into POS, sales of clothes, photography, and your client have not bought camera, so obviously she has not started the photography, but currently she's doing the sales of clothes and POS, right? You can also enter that photography since your client is going to do it in the future, because when you want to add more or a description of your business, they are going to charge you. They will charge you 10 to, I don't know how much it will be in the future, but for now it's 10 to per whatever addition you want to make on it, right? So when you are done, you click on save and continue, right? Then this is where you now upload your means of ID, your client's signature, your client's passport. So for the signature, they will sign on a paper, they will send it to you. For the means of ID, you use your CapCut to adjust the picture very well, right? And you upload. Then for the passport, if your client does not have passport, all you have to do is what? Ask them to stand in front of a plain wall. Make sure it's plain, right? Either a plain wall or in front of a curtain. Then you snap them. When you snap them, use CapCut to adjust it, to cut it like it's a passport, right? Sorry, I say CapCut. Use Cam Scanner, not CapCut, please. Cam Scanner, right? I've done a video on how to do that. I've done a video on how to use your Cam Scanner. Use Cam Scanner to adjust it, right? When you are done, then you will now upload. So just click on upload and you'll be able to upload all these informations, right? So I'll click on save and continue. Now this is the deed. When you are done writing, when you are done filling all these forms, number one, please, I want you to take note that everything must be in capital letter. Number two, any mistake you make will cost you money to fix it. Please note this, right? So you want to ensure that the information is collected in capital letter, either on your WhatsApp or Google form. Then also you want to ensure that you send this preview, you take a screenshot. So all I have to do, I will just drag my own phone. If your phone is like my own, you just take a screenshot. So you want to ensure that you take a screenshot of what you've done, take a screenshot and send it to your client minus the presenter. The information I'm sending here is the business details, the nature of business, and what the proprietor or partner. Those are the information I'm sending to my clients. You understand? So when they approve it, they look at it, there is no mistake, then you come here, you click save and continue, then you come to payments, remitter payments. Remember I said for the payments we have three major ones, and is me, I use transfer. So anyone that works for you, so we have the card, we have the transfer, we have the USDT. The transfer works very well for me because I will just click on this. You just click on this thing here, this thing that look like book here, that I just zoom in. That's what you just click on this thing. You see it has turned to mark, right? So that's what I will click on and it will turn to mark, right? So you just click on it. When you have made payment, to click on what I have sent the money. Now I'm going to cancel this payment. Now let's say by the time you will make payments and you will come back to this interface, you cannot see this interface again. You are seeing something like this. You are no longer see that where you will click I have sent the money. What will you do? Don't disturb yourself. Just come to dashboard. Come to the dashboard. You will see not submitted. You come to this place. Remember initially when we were working before, we were working with the upper part. Now we are no longer working with the upper part, we are working with the lower part, right? So you just click on not submitted. When you click on not submitted, let's wait for it to load. So not submitted registration, the upper part, not the lower part, not the upper part. Don't mind my English. The lower part and not the upper part, right? So let's just hold on. Okay, so all you have to, you can see that blue thing, check payment status, just click on it, right? If you are not done, you click on continue. If you are done, just click on check payment status, and automatically it will move from not submitted, it will move to not submitted to pending approval. Okay, it will move to pending approval. So that is how to register. And if it has been approved, if there's no query, it will move to register. If it comes to register, all you have to do is to click on download to download your certificate, right? To download your certificate. So to see, you just click on download certificate. You can see that download certificate here. So you just click on download certificate and you'll be able to download each of the certificates. Okay, so now you can see that excuse me, you can see that the pay is 10,000. Let's say with the bank charges is 161.25. Okay, so and you can see you can make 7k to 10k on business registration depending on you. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. See you in our next class. Thank you.